Welcome back to the Artie Lang Show. Not for nothing, I know it's the big NFL start of the season and everybody in the country's NFL crazy, but Yanks Red Sox tonight, too. Let's not forget about that greatest rivalry in the history of sports. Yanks winning right now. What was it, James?
It's 8-7 Yankees, and they were down 7-2.
Yeah, why should we have that game on? Sounds like a bad game.
Jeez.
Can we get the Big Bang Theory under here? And seriously, put that game on right now. We'll come back to the football game. It's 8-7, guys. Please.
Why can't
I
we have
appreciate
two
it.
TVs here?
I know. Why
don't
is
we
that?
have-
Why is that never used, guys? In all honesty, why is it the bottom one we can't get a game on? And I love the logo, but anyway, I don't want to embarrass Dan anymore. I'm sorry. I'm here with great comic. He's back on the show. Now, he's going to be a Nerd Melt in L.A. next week. That sounds like a great situation. And you're going to be recording an album, your debut album.
Yeah.
Good at the Bad Times. It's a great name. Dan St. Germain, what's up, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Now listen, you just told me you went to high school with the Maras from the
Yeah.
Giant family. Were they spoiled little brats or what?
No, not really. I say that like I want to be in the new Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like there's comedic relief in those movies. I don't know.
You don't want to burn any bridges.
I don't want to burn any
Yeah,
bridges.
right.
No, they were nice. Katie, I knew, not well, but I knew
The
her. You know,
actress
we've
one,
hung
yeah.
out a couple
Yeah.
times. She's like the sweetest person ever. I mean, they
Right.
were both like the hottest girls in the school, but they were like much more. I think like Rooney it was much more like Abercrombie than now.
Oh,
Do
Rooney
you know what
Mara.
I mean?
Yeah, Rooney Mara is the actress.
Yeah, that's the one who was
Katie
in Girl with
Mara
the Dragon
is-
Tattoo.
Katie
Katie Mara's
Mara-
an actress too.
She's hotter than Rooney.
I mean, they're both pretty. Both of them I could not have sex with in high school. So,
As opposed to now.
opposed to now, I'm just swimming in it. Swimming in it.
Now what is Nerd Melt?
It's a comic book store with a theater in the back. That's how
That
great
sounds-
my career's going,
No, but
Artie.
that sounds like a great situation.
Yeah, no, it's a great. I mean, there's a show called The Meltdown there on Wednesday nights, which is awesome. So, I mean, we recorded it last year at a place in Boston. So I
Oh,
just want
cool.
to kind of do it again. I
Where
think.
in Boston?
At the Comedy Studio, and that was good too. I just want to change some of the jokes.
Oh, yeah. Boston's a great comedy town.
Yeah.
But would you consider yourself a nerd?
No,
No.
not really. They're just an easier crowd.
Are they?
I think so.
In some ways, I think they're a harder crowd.
Honestly, I think it. Well, I guess now I'm doing more clubs than I am because I used to start
That's
out.
a different animal. It is.
It is a whole different thing,
Yeah.
and I used to do alt rooms when I came up, like all the just But now I'm doing mostly clubs, so I wonder if I'm gonna suck now because I'm
Clubs-
going back to an alt room thing.
Clubs, you have the dreaded, Long Island bachelorette party. That's what
Yeah.
you got to deal with every once in a while.
Yeah,
So that is
yeah. Especially like the late show on Saturday. It's brutal.
Oh, the
always
one-
brutal.
The one heavy-set girl who somehow landed an alcoholic carpenter in her hometown has like a tiara on,
Yeah.
and the fake penises and the chocolate balls. Come on, she's getting married. All right.
Yeah, you look at them and you're like, oh, this is how Bruce Springsteen wrote The River.
Yeah, you feel like that guy marrying her is that guy in the river. And I got married, pregnant. Man, that was all she. Most depressing song. Yeah. For my 19th birthday, I got a union card. And those bachelorette parties, like, make us laugh. And, like, the funniest thing you can think of is just punching them in the face.
Yeah, it's
The
bad.
funniest thing I can think of is punching you in the face right now. No, so well, idea that the club, you're not going to find that at Nerd Melt, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Nobody's getting married
I don't think in
in
LA,
Nerd
no one can really get drunk in LA, in the same way that you can get drunk in.
No, well, it's
I
very.
mean, you can,
Why?
but
Yeah, you can. It's just a different vibe. Well, explain what you mean by that.
it's just DWIs are terrible. My
Well,
friend
that's
got,
true, too. You got to
yeah.
drive everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
My friend, it took him like 5 years to pay off a DWI. The last one.
And don't you think LA is just set up for DWIs, and it's just a way for
yeah.
the LA Police Department just to wait for you? I mean, the Sunset Strip, wait outside any one of those jerk-off bars.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's drinking, and there's no designated driver. No one's gonna do that.
No, it's brutal.
And you're just gonna. Every single person's a potential ticket.
And cabs are like $100.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that makes it hard to do comedy too. You can't do 5 sets of stand-up.
No, you can do 2 sets,
Yeah, that's all.
and that's about it.
I just feel like I was
But
such
I feel like I don't even
such a
wanna do-
workaholic. I can't hone my craft all night. Although in New York it is fun. If you get a good
is
20
fun.
minutes that will kill, and like me, you didn't want to take any risks and just try to get laid off the 20 minutes if you did. Going from club to club, you'll kill it. It's a potential to get a broad.
It's great. Yeah, it is great. But now I feel like now I could just be doing I guess I've been doing it 7 years now, and now I feel like I could just do 2 sets. I don't need to be the guy who's doing 6 sets. I don't need to be Leno. You know
I
what
know,
I mean?
yeah.
I don't need to be like Louis C.K. or Chappelle. Just give me 2.
Somebody's got, like, remember those years about 7 years ago? There was something going on. Chappelle and Dane Cook had this thing going. And other comics were suffering for it because everyone was saying, why don't you do that? Like,
Yeah.
they were doing a thing where, like, Chappelle would do a 6-hour set somewhere and it was on the internet. And then Dane Cook would do 8 hours somewhere. And they go, why don't you do that? Go, why can't you do that? I'm like, because I'm
Why
not
don't you want to?
Yeah, right. What do you want to sit through for 8 hours except sleeping?
What? How?
Yeah, who was watching the 8-hour show?
That's the thing. No, they were entertaining for about an hour of it, if that, and then that's it.
Oh, I think
They're
once you
doing
hit like
self-indulgent crap, you know.
once you hit like an hour, the audience is like, okay, fine, that was great, thank you.
Of course, it's not a rock. I mean, even rock concerts get lame after a few hours, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, comedy should be quick in and out. But I remember, like, I was on Stern every day. There would be a phone call. Why doesn't Artie do that? Because I'm not as talented.
I don't know
Let's
about
just
that,
leave it
but
at that.
I don't know about that.
Well, I just don't want to argue with them.
it's just
I mean,
who
like,
wants to see it?
At 3 hours and 48 minutes in, what are you going? Okay, what else we got? I don't know. Anybody ever mail in a letter? Like, what are you talking? Anyway, we covered dentists 2 hours ago, right? And got that airports were hour 4. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Chappelle in Montreal a couple weeks ago when I did Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
And it was great, but it was an hour and a half, and I
Right.
was done.
You're
I was
done.
like, okay, hour and a half, that's great.
You're
We're done
yeah,
now,
yeah.
you know?
You see what happened the other night to him?
Oh, is it that Hartford
Did
thing?
you see the video?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
wondering
care.
if-
I mean, I don't really care, but you know what I mean? It's like,
it's like I'm trying to think if, you always say what you would do in that situation, and I mean, crowds are. If listen, it's up to security. If there are a few people who won't shut up, there is no way to do a show. So at
Yeah.
some point they got to just get rid of them. And if they're not doing that, I mean, I guess what are you going to do? But he really did. He really did give him the finger, man. He was
Oh,
that
I didn't
feel-
see it.
Well, he just said, "Look, I'm taking your money, and I'm going to spend your money because you got to do 25 minutes, I guess." And
Oh,
then
my
he gets
God.
paid. That's which is like nothing, you know.
So he did exactly 25?
Yeah, and just drop the mic. and
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I just heard the end. And,
yeah.
Was the whole thing bad? I mean, were they...
Well, they wouldn't shut up. They were yelling out catchphrases from the show, you know. So you can either deal with that or maybe it'll calm down. But if they don't, you got to throw them out. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, do you have that? Do people yell out your catchphrases quite a bit?
Well, yeah. Well, people begged me to come back to stand up for years. I had quit. I went to Africa and really started to figure stuff out. You
Where
know?
would a white guy go? I'm always thinking, like, he went to Africa. That's a perfect thing to do. Like,
Just deeper into America.
wait, if you want to go over to, like, I'm going to go to the Netherlands
North
or something.
Dakota.
I'm gonna go to Westchester. I'm gonna go to Connecticut. I'm retiring to Connecticut.
I'm not coming on my show tomorrow. I'm going to Nebraska
Yeah.
to get in touch with my roots.
Did you hear about? This is crazy. Did you? And I don't know why I just thought of this now. But in South Dakota, or I don't know if it was North Dakota or South Dakota, there's this town of 120 people in it, and then there was this nice old man who was buying all this stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's like a nice old guy." They found out he was a white supremacist starting a colony. And all these people, and there was one black guy in town, and they just kept asking him, like, "What are you gonna do?" He goes, "I don't know."
Boy, this came out of nowhere. What, he was just like buying like parcels of land? or
Yeah, he
something?
was just like setting up like a new.
What did he say? I'm just opening up a drugstore.
It's gonna be a Pinkberry, right?
Yeah, and out of nowhere, it's just a cross comes out. Bam! Gotcha. Yeah, what do you do if you're the black guy? I guess it's the guy's freedom of speech, right? I mean, he's allowed to do that. the white
Yeah, I
supremacist.
guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could bitch about it, and maybe you'll get some support. Although, I tell you, that is a different breed of people, man. Did you ever do a gig in South Dakota or North Dakota?
No.
I did a couple. I did something about an hour outside of Mount Rushmore. I know because they took me to see Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
And,
How was that? I've never been there.
It's one of those things that's worth it. It actually lives up to the hype.
Because
I thought it was impressive. I really did. I thought it was very impressive.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, I went to Niagara Falls and I was very unimpressed.
I was
thought,
impressed.
and I kind of equate those two: Niagara Falls, Mount Rushmore.
Grand
they're both-
Canyon is worth it. Mount Rushmore is worth it. Niagara Falls not as much.
I just thought Niagara Falls was so small.
Is
It
it
wasn't
really
like
small?
it was in Superman 2. Superman 2, it looked like it was,
well, it's a guy flies in Superman 2 as well. That doesn't happen.
yeah, it just looked tiny. I thought, man, is it just worn down since 1984?
Oh,
or what-
God,
what's
I don't
the deal?
know. No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, no Yankee game? Can't get
Yeah,
it?
it's right there.
Oh, it is. Oh, beautiful. This is perfect. All right. 8-7 Yanks. It's a barn burner. 8th inning. Sox are up. We're going to come back.
No, Sox are down.
No, Sox are up at bat. I mean,
Oh, got it.
Dan St. Germain is here. He'll be at Nerd Melt in L.A. on September 13th. 2 shows doing his comedy album, Good at the Bad Times. And we're going to take a break and come back with more Dan and more of all this fun on the Artie Lang Show.